If you enjoy unique furniture designs, sometimes the best pieces show up in the most unexpected places. And sometimes you can get them for a steal. I picked up these two side tables for just $40, and I believe they're walnut. They have a strong mid-century modern look, but stylistically they're probably closer to Spanish or Mediterranean revival, maybe even colonial revival. My best guess is they date to the late 1960s. And each one has these very ornate metal plates that serve as the door pulls. I didn't fully know what they were when I bought them, but I do know a good deal when I see one. I started by trying a carbide scraper to remove the finish. That made a little progress, but not enough to get very far. So I brought out my orbital sander and got to work. One of the tops had some pretty significant gouges, so I filled those with 2-part bondo. And then I patched a missing chip on one of the legs with wood filler. These tables had clearly been painted black at some point, and there was quite a bit of that paint still hiding in the corners and seams. So I went back to the carbide scraper and started gently working through those areas. Some of that paint had settled in pretty comfortably over the years. I alternated between the scraper and shaped sanding blocks to reach the places my orbital sander couldn't get. It was slow, careful work, the kind where progress happens one corner at a time. Eventually, I went back over everything with the orbital sander, including smoothing down the bondo patches. One of the tops also had some serious discoloration, which I suspect happened when a previous refinisher sanded through the veneer. Next, I removed a loose slat and cleaned that up. And then I switched to a 220 grit sandpaper for a second pass over the entire surface. And as you may be able to hear, my sander sounds like it may be approaching retirement. But it rallied long enough for me to finish sanding everything. These two Spanish Revival tables almost won. I picked them up for $40 thinking they'd be an easy flip, and that assumption aged badly. In part one, I showed how one top had deep gouges in the veneer, and the other had two huge areas where a previous refinisher had sanded through the veneer. So I spent hours sanding everything down and digging black paint out of every crack and crevice, which is a special kind of challenge with this Spanish Revival furniture. But the real struggle actually started after the stain. This is also when I got to try a new product. I had just ordered these blend-all sticks and was so excited to see if they could help disguise the bondo repairs and patched areas before staining. I didn't have an exact color match, but I found something reasonably close and filled in the damaged spots. Then I applied a dark gel stain across the entire piece, the sides, the trim, and the top. And honestly, the stain color was gorgeous, but the repaired areas were still showing through like little glowing beacons in the night. So I went back in with another round of the blend-all sticks, trying to tone down the patches, and especially those two big areas where the veneer had been sanded through. Then I applied another coat of stain off camera, hoping everything would finally even out. But the discoloration wasn't just in those patches. There were light areas scattered all over the sides, too. So I grabbed a walnut spray toner and applied it pretty liberally to bring the whole color tone closer together. And then I finally did what I probably should have done right from the start. I pulled out my furniture blending paints. At last, some real progress. Once everything looked balanced, I sealed the piece with the top coat, although I accidentally used wipe-on polyurethane instead of wipe-on polyacrylic. So the finish isn't quite as smooth as I usually aim for. My last step was reattaching the really cool metal plates on the front of each table. And here's a quick reminder of where these tables started and where they ended up. Honestly, I feel like I pulled a rabbit out of my hat to get the stain and the color tone as consistent as it is here. I was pretty disappointed with how the blend-all sticks performed on this project, but given how expensive they are, I'll definitely give them another shot on a different piece. In the end, though, these turned out to be two beautiful tables. They'd also make great nightstands or even a small coffee table. Projects like this are a good reminder that refinishing furniture doesn't always go as planned. But if you keep adjusting and experimenting, you can pull it all together in the end. My name is Meg, and I show you practical tips for refinishing and flipping furniture. Be sure to hit the follow button for more.